I looked out at my window and all I could see was water. It looked like I had the Colorado in my backyard. There were trees going down left and right, and bank washing away, calving off, and big slabs of earth were falling into the creek and washing away. You could hear the boulders rolling downstream and hitting each other, crashing and banging. And all that, you could feel it in your feet, you could feel it in your chest even. It was just unbelievable.
So in June of 2018, Lake Superior's Chequamegon Bay region was experiencing its third 500 to 1,000 year storm event in 6 years, with the Fish Creek watershed at its epicenter. That's a lot of rain at one time for this area to handle, and the water rushed downstream to where there's the crossing of North Fish Creek and US Federal Highway 2. And so you picture this box culvert, picture this giant road embankment above it, and then a bunch of water coming down. And the water backed up and built up and built up, and eventually that whole road embankment failed, and it was like a dam release. And then the next thing it hit was this large valley wall. Water slammed into that and tore a huge 600-foot long, 55-foot tall scar into the river. So between the road bank and the valley wall failures from this event, it's estimated that about 75,000 tons of sediment was released in a matter of minutes. So that's about the same amount of sediment that erodes from this entire stream into Chequamegon Bay in 5 years.
Sediment's natural in the system. It's when there's too much sediment that it can be a problem. And I think that's what we're seeing in the Fish Creek area, is that it's excessive. And when it's excessive, that can impact the water quality, can affect water clarity, and it can also cover important habitat for fish spawning or other aquatic organisms that fish would eat. But the brown trout, rainbow trout, and coho salmon, they are fish that migrate into the stream systems. They're tributaries of Chequamegon Bay and Lake Superior. You know, the bay is going to look turbid at times, but what's that fine balance between too much sediment and what's here naturally? People love recreating here, kayaking and fishing in the streams, and if there's too much sediment, you're gonna lose those opportunities.
Fish Creek is a Class 1 trout stream and drains directly into Chequamegon Bay, which is the city of Ashland's drinking water supply. Protecting the creek and the bay from excess sedimentation and nutrient loading is key to protecting these important resources. This is exactly the kind of thing Federal Great Lakes Restoration Initiative funding is set up to do. So we wanted to mix sort of a active and passive restoration, meaning that we're going to get in here with this heavy machinery, we're going to build these log crib walls, basically engineered log structure with really big chunks of wood, 40-foot long oak logs that are going to last a really long time in the stream. And this structure is built to withstand the kind of forces that are going to be coming up against it. And the idea here is we want to move that river back away from the eroding slope so it's not going to continually eat away at that slope and just dump more sediment into the stream. We're buying 15 or 20 years of time for that vegetation to grow and the stream and the bank to stabilize on its own. The really key partners here are the landowners. We could not have done this project without the support of John and Laura Moore, the private landowners who allowed us access through their property to the project site.
I love living down there. I want the creek to get back to a good, healthy creek with a good fish habitat again like it used to be.
This really is a success story of federal dollars from the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative at work restoring watershed health. We estimate that this project alone will reduce annual sediment by over 4,000 tons and phosphorus by nearly 4,000 pounds. We don't feel like this work is quite done yet. There's more to do, and hopefully with the partnerships that we've built and that we've demonstrated some success, that we'll be able to keep moving forward with these efforts.
If we don't start taking actions to make the system, the watershed, more resilient, we're going to have problems into the future knowing that's what we can expect to see. Now's the time to act.